Yo, what's up YouTube? What's going on today? Welcome back to the channel. So, Boruto's last episode has finally aired. Now, this last episode, I ain't gonna lie, there's some bamboozling things. I need to go over a bunch of shit in this episode, especially with what the manga and the anime has given us. Yo, there's some heavy changes. Now, there's some things I liked, some things I didn't, and that starts off with the beginning of this episode. The thing that got me in my feels was seeing Naruto holding Boruto's body, and Naruto has all the flashbacks of Boruto. Now, the thing that gets me the most is the finger scene. When we see baby Boruto and Naruto puts his finger in between baby Boruto's hands and he grabs it. Yo, that shit was heartwarming, I ain't gonna lie. But then it goes back to the present and you see Boruto's dead and Naruto's trying to cope with what's happening. He tries putting his finger back in Boruto's hand and there's like no response from his body, and Naruto can't take that. Bro, that shit was heartbreaking, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It went from a nice soft scene to boom, back into reality that Boruto is dead. That was actually sad as shit, I ain't gonna lie about that. But this scene was changed up from the manga because the manga doesn't show these type of scenes. It focuses more on what's going on the outside of the world rather than showing what's happening inside. So the anime did a much better job there. So while Naruto's looking at Boruto's body, Code kicks Shikamaru away and tries escaping. Kawaki does not let that happen. Kawaki's like, nah bro, you ain't escaping. So he shrinks his belt and Code and Kawaki fight. And then we have Shikamaru running to Naruto saying, yo, snap out of it, we gotta go fight Code and everything. Now this scene here, we can see is a bit different than the manga, because in the manga when Shikamaru tells Naruto has a bit of emotions, about Kawaki, but in the anime, you can low-key feel that Naruto is having doubts about Kawaki. Even though Naruto is the nice guy who took care of Kawaki and everything, he still deep down doesn't see Kawaki as true family. Because as of this moment, his fake son killed his real son. And the flashbacks are proof of that. That Naruto's having flashbacks to the moment Boruto was born, that he'll always protect him and this and that. But in this case, his other son just killed his real son. So deep down, Naruto does not actually like Kawaki. And I'm talking at the deepest layers, not on the middle to the outside. At the very core of Naruto's heart, he is low-key having doubts about Kawaki. And Shikamaru is our thoughts saying, Naruto, bro, why would you trust this guy? But it's all part of Naruto's character because Naruto is the type of guy who will take care of everybody. So while Shikamaru tells Naruto to snap out of stuff, we have the fight between Code and Kawaki. And yo, this fight was actually good. For the last episode, this fight was pretty good. Seeing Kawaki beat Code up, yo, that was actually quenching. Because you see Code getting his ass whooped. Like every time something happens, boom, 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 Kawaki's attacking in every direction. Yo, even the animation was pretty nice, I ain't gonna lie. But looking at Code got his ass whooped, bro. This guy got crushed. And this was actually expanded more on than the manga. The manga doesn't go in that much depth on how Code got his ass beat, but in this case, yo, he beat Code's ass. So then when Kawaki does his signature move that he did on Garo and did on Boruto, in this case, he tries doing the same thing on Code, but Code pulls out a quick Uno reversal and summons Damon, and boom, Kawaki gets sent flying back and Code tries running away. But in this case, Shikamaru actually holds it down on Code and does not let him escape. Well, in the manga, Code escapes right after that. So I like how Shikamaru acted as the leader in that battle when he saw Naruto and Boruto down in the corner, Kawaki's down in the other corner. Shikamaru took everything in his hands and went to go fight Code on his own and decides to hold Code down, but Code ends up escaping. So then we have the juicy information between Boruto and Momoshiki. Momoshiki tells Boruto he's gonna lose everything, though Momoshiki says he doesn't know why. Now looking at these scenes particularly, Boruto is laughing off at Momoshiki saying, yo, you prophesied this and this, none of that stuff came true, and look at it, I died and I came back to life. But Momoshiki tells him, my boy, you ain't ready, bro. You ain't ready for what's gonna happen in the future. This was basically the biggest foreshadow to what we got in chapter 78 and 79. Yo, this shit was crazy. So then Boruto comes back to life and explains on how Momoshiki saved him and brought him back to life. Now, Ida was watching Boruto as of this moment, and now we know how Ida knew that Boruto was alive. Because in the manga, she didn't know how Boruto survived, but in this case, she knows that Momoshiki saved Boruto because Boruto mentions that Momoshiki saved him. Though she does question to herself that Boruto and Momoshiki had a conversation which she couldn't see. And this actually goes on to later chapters when we do see Boruto and Momoshiki talking. Ida does look at Boruto and thinking, yo, what's going on with him? So I think she low-key sees the conversations between Boruto and Momoshiki, but she knows she can't peek into them. Now getting on to the final parts of this episode. Now this is when Kawaki wakes up. Now there's a few things I want to say about the scene. First of all, this whole part from here was rushed. Alright, and when I mean rushed, everything happened so fast, like it did not make any sense to me. In my opinion, they should have one more episode going into more details on manga chapter 67-68, but this wasn't the case. In this case, Kawaki wakes up to Sumire and he instantly starts talking about Boruto, and Sumire tells him that Boruto is alive and all that. This was very rushed because in the manga, as soon as Kawaki's lying there, you have Sumire along with Shikamaru and all them. They're all chilling around Kawaki's bed. Sumire questions everyone on why they called her, and they say that they can't trust Amado as of right now, so they end up calling her. But the anime doesn't tell us that. Well, in the anime, Kawaki wakes up and Sumire Sumire already knows the whole situation, so that part was crazy rush. And on top of that, Sumire already knew Boruto was alive, and there was no shock to her finding out that Kawaki killed Boruto. Because even in the manga, when Naruto is around Kawaki's bed, Naruto says, yo, me and him are gonna have a long talk. Sumire notices something's off with Naruto, in which case she goes after Shikamaru, and Shikamaru says that Naruto is just exhausted, that he narrowly escaped death. So Sumire is still kept in the dark as of this moment, and in the anime, she's already given all the information. That's the only part I did not like about the scene in the anime, because I wanted to see Sumire's reaction when Kawaki says, I had to kill Boruto. Because in the anime, when Kawaki says that, her reaction was kind of in between. They basically gave us her reaction that she knew Amado was planning something. So that part was kind of iffy. Now, another thing I will say about this scene between Kawaki and Sumire, yo, they went off on the animation here. This animation looks very manga. If you look at the panels and everything, even the drawing, the faces and everything, it looks more like the manga than it does the anime. Because as soon as Kawaki wakes up in the bed, boom, the animation's all changed up. Like you see Sumire's hair and everything, it matches more of her manga look than it does her bougie ass anime outfit. Now, the juiciest scene of all is the moment when Boruto is on top of the stone faces and we see Kawaki come. This scene is actually crazy because this is basically a foreshadow to the future on what happens in chapter 78, 79, and what happens in episode 1 and chapter 1 of Boruto. Kawaki tells Boruto that Momoshiki is alive and that he's still a threat to Naruto's life, and that anybody who comes after Naruto, I'm gonna kill them. Well, Boruto says that somebody told him that his blue eyes were gonna take everything away from him, and Kawaki questions him saying, what is everything? Your life in the village, your life, the village itself, your friends, your family. Kawaki says that you had all these things, while I had nothing. So this is done basically foreshadowing that in the future, in chapter 78, 79, what Kawaki does, he takes everything away from Boruto. This is basically the biggest hint towards that. So Kawaki tells Boruto that he had nothing, and that now that he has something, he wants to protect it, and that is Naruto. So he says that anyone that comes after Naruto, he's gonna kill them. While Boruto is still worried about Momoshiki's prophecy, and then Boruto puts on the headband. This scene is important because this exactly goes into Boruto's character and how Boruto always puts on the headband saying he's a shinobi. In this case, Boruto puts on the headband saying I'm gonna change my fate, and Kawaki saying I'm gonna protect Naruto with my own hands. And then boom, they show the jougan, they show Kawaki's eye, and they show the flash forward scene of Boruto and Kawaki fighting back in episode 1, chapter 1. And then they show us the destroyed village as well. But with all that being said, we saw the jougan. When Boruto says I'm gonna prove that prophecy wrong with my own hands, we see the jougan. Now, if you look carefully, this jougan is on the current Boruto, not the time skip Boruto, but the current Boruto. He instantly activates the jougan, and I think this is low-key him activating it unconsciously here. Even though they could have added it for animation or whatever, I don't think that was the case. I think low-key his jougan actually awakened because Boruto is now a full Otsutsuki. He is a new type of Otsutsuki. So I like how they did all of that. And then the episode comes to an end with Boruto and Kawaki fighting on the stone faces, saying this is my story. So what they're trying to imply is that Naruto and them are out of the story now, and this is Kawaki and Boruto's story. So that means part 2 of Boruto is mainly going to be focused on Boruto and Kawaki. And I noticed that here, when they say Boruto's name, it doesn't say Naruto Next Generation or anything like that. It straight says Boruto. So that means the next part is mainly focusing on all of Boruto. And it does make sense though, because we know Naruto gets sealed away, so we don't know how long he's gone for. Sasuke is a 50-50, we don't know what's going to happen to him. But both Naruto and Sasuke have been out of the picture, and now the story is focusing more on Boruto and Kawaki. So I like the ending here. They send off Boruto nicely by basically giving us a glimpse of what happens again in the first episode, and how Boruto and Kawaki are going to go against each other in the future. Because Kawaki already gave us the foreshadows that he's going to basically take everything away from Boruto when he says, what is everything to you? While Boruto is going to lose it all, and he wants to prove Momoshiki's prophecy false, but it ends up coming true. And most likely the jougan is going to be the eye to save Boruto, because Boruto awakens it here right at the ending. And I don't think that was an animation thing. I think they did that on purpose to show Boruto in his pre-time skip form using the jougan, as we see Kawaki using Ishiki's eye as well. So shit's getting juicy, bro. Boruto episode 293 was a nice send-off. I'm hyped for when the anime is gonna come back in part 2, because when it does come back, just know we are gonna go into the time skip. They're not gonna do no part 3 bullshit. They're gonna straight start part 2 and transition right into the time skip. So let's see what happens when Boruto episode 294 comes out. Now I wonder if it's gonna be called Boruto part 2, or is it gonna be called Kawaki Naruto Next Generations. We'll see what happens. So this is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more theories to come. I have a bunch of different theories coming, and chapter 90 to come soon as well in a few weeks. Oof, yo, shit's getting crazy. So that's it.